Hi, I'm James Wallace, and today I'll be going over my final project of who was the better athlete, LeBron James or Michael Jordan. The greatest athlete of all time debate between Michael Jordan and LeBron James is one of the most sought-after debates in the recent century. These statistics represent their careers in total with a variant of different categories that can give a good comparison to each other. These players did not ever overlap in playtime, so there can never be a perfectly accurate comparison considering how much the competition may have changed or how the pace of the game has been played. However, these stats mirror each other throughout their careers. In this infographic, you can see Michael Jordan and all of his statistics. The first statistic is minutes per game. In the regular season, only including games played in, Jordan averaged 38.3 minutes. In all of the playoff games Jordan has been in, he has averaged 41.8 minutes per game. Throughout his regular season career, Jordan averaged 30.1 points per game. In playoffs, Jordan has averaged 33.4 points per game. Throughout his regular season career, Jordan averaged 6.2 rebounds per game, and in the playoffs, he averaged 6.4 rebounds per game. In Jordan's regular season career, he averaged 5.4 assists per game, and in playoffs, he's averaged 5.7 assists per game. Jordan averaged 2.3 steals per game in the regular season and 2.1 steals per game in the playoffs. Jordan averaged 0.8 blocks per game, and in playoffs, he averaged 0.9 blocks per game. Over Jordan's regular season career, he shot 49.7% from the field, and in playoffs, he shot 48.7% from the field. In his regular season career, Jordan averaged 2.7 turnovers per game, and in the playoffs, he averaged 3.1 turnovers per game. Jordan has been in the playoffs 13 times, made it to the final 6 of those times, and won the championship all 6 times he has appeared in the finals. I think something that could help this infographic to be more useful would be a statistic that shows teammate contribution to Jordan throughout his finals appearances. Basketball is a team sport, and without a good team, a player might not do very well. There is an argument that Jordan was only good when he had good teammates around him. Jordan has never made it to a championship game without a particular teammate who was also regarded as really good in this time period. Another thing I would change about this infographic is how dominant Jordan was at particular points in his career. It was said that as Jordan got older, his playing got worse and he was not as dominant. Jordan retired at the age of 30 as well, which is much younger than LeBron. Jordan tends to display the generational bias, which in basketball would correlate to working harder than the newer generations and not being as soft. In the next infographic, you can see that in LeBron James's career, he has also put up some very impressive statistics. In his regular season career, James has put up an average of 38.4 minutes per game, and in the playoffs, James has put up 41.6 minutes per game. Throughout his regular season career, James has put up 27.1 points per game and 28.8 points per game in the playoffs. In his regular season career, James has put up 7.4 rebounds per game, and in the playoffs, 9 rebounds per game. In his regular season career, James has had an average of 7.4 assists per game and 7.2 assists per game in the playoffs. James has averaged 1.6 steals per game in his regular season career and 1.7 steals per game in the playoffs. Throughout his regular season career, James has averaged 0.8 blocks per game, and in the playoffs, 1 block per game. In the regular season, James shot an average of 50.4% from the field, and in the playoffs, 49.6%. In the regular season, James has averaged 3.5 turnovers per game, and in the playoffs, 3.7 turnovers per game. A change I would make to see LeBron's infographic as more useful would be to show his teammates' contributions throughout his finals appearances. LeBron is known to have had a fair share of good teammates, but also to have had teammates that completely revolve around him. LeBron has been on a few different teams, ultimately leading them all. Another helpful change to this infographic could be to break down LeBron's ages and how he was doing at certain points at these ages. LeBron is still dominant in the league to this day, still putting up extremely solid stats, especially for his age of 39. he has shown no signs of declining. James tends to display the recency bias among fans just because he played more recently than Jordan. He has a younger and more widespread fan base because of how many people look up to him now. With the infographic I created, I focused on the influence of both of these players. This does not have as much to do with how good these players were on the court, but a lot to do with how many people seem to look up to them, making them a more widespread great. In the influential category, Jordan seems to be a clear winner. Shoes are very popular to both of these players' deals, and Jordan has outsold James in the shoe category by a great margin. While James has definitely won in other categories such as jerseys sold, average fan attendance, and more, Jordan has seemed to sweep James economy-wise. With this being said, LeBron has still shown to be highly effective with the consumer bias, which is where his audience is persuaded to buy what he is showing or what he is sponsored by. In my opinion, there is a clear greatest of all time in LeBron with the stats to back it up. Thank you for watching.